I've worked in this house long enough to know when something feels wrong. That night, the silence felt different, not peaceful, not calm, heavy, the kind of silence that watches you back. This house is always perfect. The floors shine, the windows are spotless, the furniture never moves out of place. Every morning, the family sits at the table as if nothing in the world could touch them. Perfect smiles, polite voices, and me, invisible. My job is simple: clean, stay quiet, don't exist. In this house, being unnoticed is not kindness. It's a rule. That evening, I was finishing my routine later than usual. The lights were dim, the halls were empty. I remember thinking how strange it was that everyone was still awake. They're usually asleep by then. That's when I heard voices coming from the dining room, not loud, careful, the kind of conversation people have when they believe walls don't listen. I slowed my steps, not on purpose, instinct. The father was speaking. His voice was firm but not confident. The mother answered in whispers, as if even the house itself could betray them. Then I heard a sentence that didn't belong there. A sentence that didn't belong in a house like this. If this comes out, we lose everything. They weren't talking about money, not really. They were talking about reputation, about appearances, about the life they had built on top of something fragile. I stayed still, the mop in my hands, my heart louder than my footsteps. Then the mother said my name, not as a question, as a warning. In that moment, I understood something important. They knew someone had been close. They just didn't know how much I had heard. The next morning, no one looked at me, not because they were distracted, because they were measuring me. Doors that were always open were suddenly locked. Rooms I cleaned every day were suddenly off limits. Documents disappeared. Phone calls stopped happening inside the house. They weren't protecting themselves from strangers. They were protecting themselves from me. I didn't confront them. I didn't ask questions. I didn't let my face betray what my mind already knew. I did my job, quietly, perfectly, like always, but something had changed. They stopped giving orders. They started explaining themselves, small things, unnecessary things, just routine, the mother would say. Nothing important, the father would add. Rich people don't explain themselves unless they feel threatened. Days passed, then weeks. The tension never left. It settled into the walls, into the air, into the way they spoke when I entered a room. They were careful now, not with each other, with me. That's when I realized where the power really was. Not in the money, not in the mansion, but in the truth. I never used it. I never mentioned it. I never needed to. Because fear doesn't require words. Fear just needs presence. In this house, money controls schedules. Silence controls appearances. But truth controls fear. And fear answers to whoever hears first. I still work here. I still clean the floors. I still stay quiet. But I'm no longer invisible.